Welcome, it's SVPod. The whole gang is here. Stanford Steve in the building. Red. Was he sleeping? He was so excited to come up here. Now look at him. You know what? We'll leave him be because it's just in minutes he'll be scraping at the thing and pawing at the door and trying to eat this bottle. We'll keep him quiet. I need everybody listening to my voice that can hear me. I need you guys to take a survey the landscape of what kind of time do you have, because you're going to need to carve out some space, because the big man, that's not me, that's Steve, walked in with not one but two cards. 2 cards. My card is loaded with stuff. I have a lot of stuff to get to, but what's coming that's important is the list. Steve's annual list of teams that can win the NCAA championship. And last night when we were at work for SportsCenter, you covered it's 21 straight years that the winner's been on the list.
Yeah, the winner's never not been on the list.
21 straight years.
So
check the tape.
You kind of want to be on the list.
Check the tape. Have we been doing anything 21 years? Technically, no. Not really.
I just hit 20. I hit 21 or 22. I just hit 22 years.
With the company?
Yeah. February 04.
Nice. What do you get for that? A little goofy figurine? Bro, I got a Tinkerbell this year. 25 years.
Oh, wait. No, I'm at 20. Oh, yeah. You're before me.
25 years.
Tinkerbell?
Yeah, man. I'm amazed. But 21 straight years, give or take, the winner has been on the list. So you want to be on the list. Steve has the list. Before we get to the list, I have a very important question to ask you. And we've known each other for 20-something years, basically.
I got to look up the date of that Maryland-Duke game when I went over to ask you to come on radio, and you just snapped on me. I'm like, wow, that guy hates Duke. But Maryland won in Cameron. Gary was coaching.
Damn.
How many years did Lonnie Baxter play after the title? Was that it for him? You have 1 or 2?
That was the title year. The next year.
I was saying that was his last year?
I want to say it was.
All right, because it was. I want to say it was like 06.
Was I Dick?
Oh,
wow.
The biggest.
It was a Maryland Duke game.
Yeah.
If I would have known you were a Duke guy, it would have been even worse.
I probably wouldn't be sitting here.
We got past it, though, evidently.
We did. Sort of.
Well, the Duke thing for me is troublesome. But
right around this time every year, too.
Well, I'm reminded.
Like you guys.
I'm reminded of how much you're gross with it. But I'm sorry that I was a dick. Sorry.
It's all right.
Well, again, we got past it. I need to ask you this question, since we have gotten past it, since I feel like Duke has, quote, the brotherhood. It means so much. They're there 6 months and they leave. I feel like you and I have a brotherhood.
That was a shot right there.
Yeah, it was. A brotherhood.
Did you see this weekend, though?
Who? The guys came back?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It's awesome.
Sure. Hey, I was in the building when Carolina came in for the last one, and they had all stood out there in T-shirts, and then Carolina's.
Yep.
Anyway, I need an answer to the question that I'm going to ask, and I need honesty here. I need you to tell me the truth.
Okay.
Have you ever had, or do you currently have, a burner?
No.
Never needed it. If you wanted to say something, you just said it.
Yeah.
Me either.
Or just don't say it. How about that?
That's an option.
Right?
Shout out Herm. Don't press send. I'm fascinated by Durant. And the burner, did he have it? Did he think the things he was saying were... It seems like the stuff that was said that made it out, whether he actually said it or not, was actually like in a group chat, which means that the people in the group chat sold him out.
Burner chats?
I guess. I just saw the dude in the layup lines on his phone. He's shown no apology, nor does he have to. You want to be online and tell people to shut the fuck up? That's fine. Do whatever you want. it just fascinates me. His seeming need to perpetually be online to fire back at people. And this is where folks will say, well, you're above that. You don't need to punch down. The folks that say that to you probably don't exist in a space where they have to punch at anyone. People don't come at you. Like if you're a CPA, someone you don't know doesn't just say your tax stuff sucks. You suck at finding write-offs. Do better. Like who? What? You've never had a burner of any kind.
No.
As we've learned through the years, as we got past me being a dick to Steve and started working together on SVP and Russillo, I'll just fight with anyone, and then they become segments.
Yeah, we need to bring it back.
There have been some recently. We need the Duke's voice and we had
no, we don't.
Just
read the tweets.
All right,
they're awesome. Your way with words is just great because there's a lot of times where all you have to say is read what I wrote, and people can't do it.
No,
they can't do it.
No,
it's unbelievable because they already have.
Well, they're mad.
They're biased. Yeah. Angst, bias, whatever. They cannot get that thought and train of thought out of their head. So it's it goes on a lot. It's brutal. It's caused me, I'm not saying with you, but like you get attached with tweets and then you're in it and then you try and figure out how to mute it. Oh, I got a friend here. I don't want to mute him, but this guy that I don't know who's hiding behind an emoji, I don't want to hear from anymore.
Yeah,
that's really the only times I'll mute people. I honestly will say I go on it a lot less. This KD story I have zero knowledge of. I just saw people mentioning how this could come out on this type of weekend, and then he has the phone in the layup line. So, yeah, that's what I got on that.
Okay. I just was curious if you had a burner or not.
No. Should I get one?
A burner? No, I think you could just say what you want behind Stanford Steve, right? I typically do.
Yeah, but it's inevitable. You're gonna tweet from the wrong account eventually.
You'll forget.
I hate the new setup on the iPhone. I can't get I get a number. I go to create the new contact. I save it. It doesn't save. Then like when you get mad and you go to like hit your contact or edit the info, that FaceTime button's right there, and I end up FaceTime. I'm like, no, I didn't mean to FaceTime you. Sorry, I just got your number. It's kind of embarrassing. So I'm not great technically, as you can imagine.
Understood. I'm just trying to find the tweet about pancakes and waffles where it's you could make a tweet about pancakes and then someone will just say, why do you hate waffles? And it's like, no, that's a completely different subject. That's what happens a lot. That's what happens a lot on Twitter. You say something and then you said this or they take it to mean that. And that's why maybe a guy like Durant ends up with a burner. But some of the stuff that was allegedly said was very personal and quite pointed, aimed at people that now are teammates in Houston. I don't know. Just fascinating. If it's real and why the need to do it, you just seems to be a space that he's in.
Yeah. Been in.
And will stay in. Because I'm proof as an old head over here. You don't graduate from the need sometimes to tell people to just shut the fuck up. You shouldn't. You should be above that. Sometimes people just need to know that they should shut the fuck up.
If we put just in front of that and make that an acronym, could that be a t-shirt?
I don't know if the folks
JST.
from Homage. I think STFU is people understand what that is.
You just put the J in front of it.
I don't really think that softens the message.
Or the logo.
Sure. I mean, we got to Poop Town, man. It's out there. The number of you that involved that as a gift on Valentine's Day, I mean, right here.
Yeah.
Right here with the emoji. Nothing says love quite like that.
I got a question about that.
Go ahead.
Because I started the thing, and I'm like, no way that's possible. But then I started thinking anything is possible in this world. Does that mean the guy, we don't have females listening?
Oh, yeah, we do. We're big with the ladies.
Because I'm guessing it comes down to what do you want for Valentine's Day? And the guy says, I want this Poop Town shirt.
That's how it was relayed to me.
It's not like, oh, I'm going to get my honey this Poop Town shirt. He loves the guys.
I don't think that's what happens.
Right? Okay.
No, I think it's the fellas that ask from their significant other. And then apparently a guy told me he had to return one because he got the wrong size. And the person asked, does this shirt say Poop Town? And he said, yep. Well, I said, yes. Yes, it does. You look him right in the eye. Smile. Feel that hand. Soft fabric. You want to get one? All the sizes. Poop Town. While we're in this all-star space, did you watch it? The format? Did you like it? You got anything for me from that?
I turned on, what did I turn on? I watched The Rising Stars for the last 3 minutes of the last game.
6 p.m. local LA, the building was not full. But that's neither here nor there.
Nothing is.
That's a fair point.
That's the thing. It goes back to the Super Bowl about how people were still mad about the halftime show, and they're like, that halftime show wasn't for the people in the building. I don't know if it's made for that.
It's for the audience at home?
Yeah.
So
Right.
the Rising Stars, same thing?
No, I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah.
What was it, 6? Was it 6 local?
I think it was 6 o'clock local time.
I thought they hit a home run with the times because of the Olympics, with the lead in and lead out. So your ratings also, shout out to the people that cover the sport. It's very simple, people. A hell of a lot more people have NBC than they do TNT. And you have the Olympics lead in and lead out. So
yeah, I mean we have the
credit
highest
to the
rated,
league.
we have the highest rated studio show that there is because we follow gigantic games. So shout out to Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross. We need the good leads.
And
When you get one,
speaking of that, do you know what the third most watched college basketball game is this year?
something that followed an NFL playoff game.
I'm not sure if it was playoff, but it was like week 17 or 18. Maryland, UCLA.
That's a shame.
Correct.
Not a great one.
So just run the numbers, and it's amazing. But I watched the dunk contest for 4 minutes, and the announcers just kept screaming. Didn't get my attention, and the college hoops was fantastic this weekend. So had our own games Sunday, so I missed the whole All-Star game. Heard people said it was great. I did like KD's approach before his last game, or after his last game, before the break, talking about going and asking the Euros about effort, and then seeing what Jokic and Luka did in that game. I wonder about Laker fans just thinking about Luka not playing before the break and then being able to do what he did in the All-Star game. But yeah,
the guy that won the dunk contest, a two-way guy. Johnson.
Yeah.
Keshad Johnson.
Stupid athlete from Stupid Good. I mean, it's a compliment.
Yeah, people know.
A lot of error, right? He beat, what's his name in the final? Arizona guy.
Don't know.
Don't even know.
That's the thing. I mean, we used to have, going back in the day, you had Julius Erving, you had Dominique, you had Michael. And just we reached the point where it was Mac McClung that wasn't even in the league. They have two-way guys. San Diego State, Arizona, San Diego State folks would like to point out he spent 4 years there.
Yeah.
I mean, bouncy, I get it. I don't know.
Everything's been done.
I guess, although I go back to when Levine and Gordon had theirs, and I thought the dunk contest was dead, and then those guys put on an absolute show. Aaron Gordon and Zach Levine put on it was artistic, and it involved jumping over Muppets.
There you go.
I mean, some stuff happened in that one that The idea that everything's been done is just try. Just try. Well, somewhere along the way, it became a bridge too far to try. So dudes don't. And so I've aged out of it being for me. That's fine. It's amazing that they haven't figured out how to do it. But okay, that's what that was. But really what this whole weekend used to be about was the game. And whether you want to act like it was the greatest thing ever, which it wasn't, it was just at least guys tried. Then it got to the point where people couldn't be bothered to try, so you had to figure out something that could make people maybe try. And the format, I thought, worked. I mean, the essence of basketball at its base level, you show up in the park, the gym, wherever, you got 5? Yeah, you want to run? You get your 5. Wherever you go, Maryland, we played to 11 by 1, got to win by 2. You win, you stay on. Like,
is that before 3-point line?
Yeah, man, there's no line. Come on, bro. It's old. We played on asphalt with chains. Shit.
Double rims.
If you can make shots in double rims, bro, you can play in the league.
Yep.
Okay? That thing better go through pure. There's no rattling and staying in. You don't get those soft-ass Cameron rims. You know how great you can shoot in Cameron? Those rims are always so good.
Arizona the other night. I never forgot
soft
how
rims
loud, though.
That just depends on if
it's...
Yeah, they put the mic... Come on.
No. It's not like the ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Or Ohtani's bat. Nothing sounds like that.
Check it. That's what he wants. But again, the format led to effort, which when you get the very best in the world is awesome to see. So that's cool when you got effort. And then there's others like what you said, Jokic, Luka, no try. Not interested. That's a different story.
New t-shirt. No try.
No try. Ooh,
we don't want those.
Don't we?
No, we don't. We can't. No.
There's
we're about trying.
Yeah, but there's a few people that would really get the joke.
Yes.
But that's probably not one we'll share. In the end, Ant's the MVP.
Uh-huh.
I see on First Take we're having face of the league talk. I don't think you get to win that like a contest. I think that happens organically. We're going to have to, KD at 37 still going and playing well. LeBron at 41 still playing very well. That whole LA relationship seems doomed to end. But the Steph, KD, LeBron thing at the Olympics and recognizing that's probably their last run. I mean, we're going to age out of that eventually where the league's going to need people to step forward. You don't just get to anoint someone as face of the league. You got to win things to be that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the face/future of the league looks like Wembanyama to me. He's just singularly physically and athletically gifted, you know? And the Spurs look like a team that are going to quickly ascend and get back to what they were for a long time under Pop. I could just see Wembanyama being this guy. I mean, the perfect guy would be a global guy for the league.
Mm-hmm.
But Ant is a guy, and this may dovetail a little bit to the college piece that I was wrong on. At Georgia, I thought, really? This guy? I didn't see it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that it was going to be like this. But he's become certainly a guy. Is he the guy? I just don't think anyone can anoint themselves or be anointed absent some kind of finals run and then multiple times doing that. I'm sure Thunder fans are listening to this like, did you miss Shea? No, I didn't miss it. He's just so calm and cool. I don't know if you need to be more demonstrative to be ultimately seen as the guy, but Shea's going to be like multiple MVP, potentially multiple finals type guy. And if you do that, then you're right there saying, well, what am I? A face/the face. I don't know if this interests you at all.
No, I just look at it differently, and I know.
How do you look at it?
I look at it as Shea is the face of the league because he won the title.
Fair.
And everybody wants what he has.
Totally fair.
You know, like that's
say no more.
The way I look at it now. Again, going back to being able to read a tweet, people are going to see that and go all over the place.
Why do you hate Luka?
Correct.
Why do you hate Jokic?
I don't.
I didn't say I hate waffles. I said I like pancakes.
Have you had the protein pancakes?
No, I don't mess with that.
No?
There's all this new stuff that has extra protein in it.
I'm in. I feel better.
Hold on. Here's the tweet. I can't quote it because I think, here you go. I'm just going to read it as it's written. Twitter is the only place where well-articulated sentences still get misinterpreted. You can say, I like pancakes, and someone will say, so you hate waffles? No, bitch, that's a whole new sentence. What the fuck is you talking about? I love that. I really love that.
Because it's true.
Yes, that's what it is. Shea's the face of the league because he has what they want. Why do you hate Slash? And that's a whole new sentence. Thank you. That's Jack with the assist. We should put, I wish, that's from your man, Cooley Bravo.
Heck yeah.
That's real talk from October of 2017.
Wow. That's almost 10 years, decade.
That's how you got staying power when somebody's quoting you 10 years later about about your level of genius and the problem that will exist forever.
Shout out Cooley.
And waffles and pancakes. I don't eat the protein pancakes myself.
Trader Joe's.
This is just the new thing where you just infuse something that we like. It's like a trick.
No, but the doctor says you need more protein. I'm going to go get more protein.
And he's going to get him in some delicious flapjacks.
Flapjacks, protein water. Have you had that?
That's my point. Just here.
You need more protein.
Okay, put in some Slim Jims.
Saturated fat.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
All right, put it in non-saturated
You got to make
fat.
an effort.
Potato chips.
Yeah.
Protein
Avocado
water.
oil.
What are we doing?
Yes.
All right,
good.
I'll do it. I definitely need more protein. Shea, current face-off. Because he's got what they want.
Yeah.
I have one more thing sort of that's NBA related. I talked about it last night. I did one big thing on Twitter. And David Aldridge wrote the article and asked the commissioner about the draft. Because I feel like it's gaining steam that people are like, you got to get rid of the draft. And my initial thought to that is, no. Draft. I've always loved the draft. And then I think about why I loved it. I always loved it like as a little kid. When I was little, I'm talking little, and I'm old. So I got to see the ACC back in the day. Buddy, let me tell you. True round robin back in the day when the Tobacco Road schools came in. And I'm young enough to vaguely remember, but remembered like David Thompson at NC State. And then you got to see all the great Carolina teams, whatever. It was just cool to see who's going to draft that guy. What NBA team's going to get, not even your player. It was any player, the draft. And then tanking becomes this massive problem, which isn't new. I mean, Philadelphia spent 3 years actively not trying. They just had a cool name for it. Then the commissioner finds Utah because even though lots of people aren't trying, Utah had very specific games that everybody locked in on where they had Johnson and Markkanen were both playing great against Orlando, and then they just didn't play in the fourth quarter and they lost. And they're like, commissioner said, that's 500 you're getting fined. This specific draft class is so loaded that trying to be number one, I think you could be anywhere in the top, maybe 5 and grab a great player this year. It's that deep. Just try to race to the bottom. We have to try to fight that. That leads to we shouldn't have a draft. The line you said last night was what? I can't get there?
Yeah, I can't get there with no draft. I got to have a draft.
I agree with the concept, but the more I talked through it, because my thought is, well, everyone will just go play 4. But then you realize NBA rosters are really small.
Mm-hmm.
And what I wrote in one big thing is look at Steve's team, Duke. Well, they used to hate Kentucky and make fun of Kentucky for being a one and done factory, and then Duke's become the biggest one because Duke's got everything you want. Nike program with the best Nike elite stuff. Cameron, an incredible university, an incredible tradition, and guys go there. But then what do? They leave. So that creates space for the next wave. Well, in the NBA, pick a place. You want to say like LA, the Lakers are a glamour franchise? Sure. There's better teams, but it's the Lakers. State taxes, does that bother you? Oh, I'll figure it out on the side. Endorsements. I'll be in movies. Sure you will. Well, everyone's going to want to go to New York. The Knicks? Willis Reed was their title. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's New York. I'm going to be a star in the city. Whatever place you think will be most appealing, they've only got this much room, and they've got a bunch of max guys that don't leave every year. So there won't be space for those teams to just grab the best every year. So that's not the concern that it might seem to be. There's definitely some franchises that are going to struggle attracting people if they get to pick you, right? But the conversation is happening. I actually had a conversation with the commissioner about it. And his goal is to just try to figure out the process by which the draft order is determined. But that's a tough needle to thread. I don't know what the answer is. Should it just be that the worst, because as it is, the worst team doesn't even guarantee you anything except the more bounces of a ping pong ball. And if you're the Wizards, you've been bad and you end up getting the 5th pick. You don't get better like that. Not quick. I don't have a fix. And just complaining without a fix is that's not my favorite thing to do. I'd like to at least have a solution. And I don't have one, but I'm more open to the idea of not having a draft just because as I talk through it, I think it's not a disaster if it comes to that. I just don't think it's going to come to that. But how do you fix what this is? I don't know.
On top of everyone hates change.
I'm not the best at that.
You know, not saying just you.
Well,
there's a lot more people involved that would be like, wait, what?
I'm a one seed in hating change.
We've been collecting picks. We don't get to use them?
Well, you do. It's just, no, actually you don't.
No.
Wait, the Thunder have 28 second-round picks in 2039.
There's 2 rounds.
I can't make fun of them, though. They knew what they were doing.
You got their colors on.
I got just repping the Starboard today.
Mm.
It's almost time for them to reopen.
Yeah. See the new facade they're building?
Heck yeah. Our guy Monty is maximizing square footage. Genius. And hospitality. Go check him out.
Have it all.
Red, for Christ's sake.
Jeez, we just took a sip out of it.
I mean, there's still water in it.
Come on,
and you were just waiting to pounce on it like a raptor. Go away.
Oh, they're the puppy eyes.
Yeah, look at him. You should feel shame. You should feel shame.
Why are you being mean to me?
Because I'm still drinking the water and you come attack it. That was like a strike. Did you see it? All of a sudden I hear, now you're going to chew my, ow. Don't eat my arm. We're over here trying to help our guy Monty make money. All right, where were we? Not liking change. There's a lot more on here, but I feel like
What'd you watch this weekend?
College hoops, some of the All-Star festivities.
Do you have to explain a lot to the kids
on what the All-Stars?
Yeah.
What I don't understand why
you can't just play a game.
No, because no one will try. Just try. But I mean, my little guy wanted to know when's the All-Star game, and the time of it all was incongruent with many of our family activities. So we were trying to tape some stuff. So then watching it back and trying to explain who's the world and then who gets to stay on. Wait, what? I'm like, just watch the guy you like. But the college hoops was great, and this weekend's even more insane.
Oh, man. All-timer. Yeah, I just want to go back. Where did we leave each other? Wednesday?
I don't remember.
Thursday, I got yelled at because there wasn't a ranked team playing. And I was told to watch all these great games. So I watched Fullerton. I don't even know who they were playing, but it was wretched. But they have a chance to go to the tournament if they win their conference tournament. That's what I watched. Friday, Wisconsin was awesome. You look at what they've done and their wins, as good as anyone in the country. Saturday was, the Texas Tech win. When you look at what they were up against, I get it. Cole Pete didn't play, but that building, that's a building. You talk about the Big 12. You talked to Fran last night about Hilton Magic, obviously Fog Allen, Cameron, the whole thing. McHale Center, they might, because of what they are, how they just are, that fan base, they expect to win every game. Bear
down Arizona, bear down red and blue.
Especially in that building.
Hit them hard.
Is awesome.
Let them know who's who.
And then just to see that little rectangle of Texas Tech people in that building making shots in absolute crunch time and overcoming a 7-point deficit in the second half, I thought was really, really cool. Just seeing how McCaslin was during the game. They literally were getting scoring for two guys, and they battled. Arizona's as physical as there is, and they capitalized on Arizona missing a couple front ends, missing bad possessions.
Make your fouls.
That's the story of the sport, men's and women's. So UConn still sloppy. Michigan just destroys teams.
I was paying attention to that on Saturday, and Mick's got a tournament team from UCLA. 4 or 5 point game second half.
Yeah.
All right. You're in it. Lost by 30.
Yeah.
30. What they did in November in that Players Era or whatever the hell thing it's called in Vegas, that was like a big NIL cash grab, and I read some teams are still waiting for their money on that.
Oh, I heard there's 170 teams waiting to play in next year's too. What's up with that?
I don't know. Just make sure people get their cash. Otherwise, there won't be as many people lined up to play in it. When they went out there and just put it on people by 40, back to back to back, it was, Auburn, as it turns out, isn't what we thought they were, but they boat raced them, and then they beat Gonzaga by 40. And San Diego State's not terrible. They beat them by 40. And that was what caught people's eye. Is this just what they're going to do all year? Mostly, yes. And they play Duke this week here in the nation's capital.
Duel in the district.
Cool.
You got to have a name, Scott. Everything has a name.
Do you? Sell some T-shirts.
Sell some tickets.
All right. That'll be
Saturday, 6:30.
You're going to be in the building?
Heck yeah. What a weekend. I'll say it, in the best place for basketball in the country. We got WCAC tournament all weekend. Starts Saturday. Quarters, seeding, still figure it out after good counsel. I forgot who they're playing tonight. Sorry. Don't kill me. But the seeding will be set. Quarters Saturday. Sunday semis. Final Monday night, along with Duke, Michigan State. College game day. Reese and the boys.
Just Michigan, not Michigan State.
Michigan. Sorry. There are a lot of Michigan M's on cars driving around this area. It's densely populated alumni base for both schools. I'm psyched. The building will be awesome. I don't like the matchup for Duke, but we'll be there. Fired up for that building, renovated. I still think it's a great building. So I can't wait for this weekend to see what it brings to the table.
We've got a couple of weeks remaining before the seeds come out. Got a big Tuesday before we get to Saturday. Michigan's got to go to Mackey. Michigan's been that team.
Mm-hmm.
They set the high bar way, way early in November, and they've mostly been that throughout. They got to go to Mackey on Tuesday, and you play Duke on Saturday. Damn, that's a hell of a week. Tuesday's become like the big night for the sport.
You say that every week on Tuesday.
It's because every time I look at the Tuesday rundown, I'm like, man, we could put more games on Monday.
Yeah, then you can't play. We don't play on Sunday either. Everybody plays Saturday.
Not a ton. Yeah, Tuesday, Saturday has become sort of the day in the sport. Miami O goes to UMass. Frank Martin's Minutemen took him to overtime early this year in Oxford. They're still unbeaten. We asked Lenardi last night, like, do they have to be unbeaten to make the tournament? And he said, no. Scott, they could lose one game in the regular season. He is so Philly. It's amazing. But not a regular season loss and a tournament loss.
Which is so stupid.
I agree. Put him in.
Miami University's not going to get in the tournament if they lose a game. We had Tulane and James Madison in a 12-team football playoff. Wake up. Wake up.
You heard him.
St. Louis isn't going to get in?
Come on. They're in. Billikens are in. He did say that was the team. I don't know if you said that on the air.
But look at these teams on the bubble. Like, how many chances are we going to give them?
Right. The back end of the power conference teams.
Now, I will say West Virginia is an astounding assessment. They are 7-5 in the Big 12. I know what you think of the Big 12. I know what I think of the Big 12.
Uh-huh.
When they've played those top teams that are going to be on the list, they have one win and all blowout losses.
Right. TCU's in the same department of look at their wins.
Mm-hmm.
They've got, and that Florida win only gets better as time goes by.
Yeah.
And a Wisconsin win that's good. And they had Kansas beat in Fog Allen, but it just slipped. Yeah, beware the fog.
So
there's some they're tough teams. Those are the teams that are tough to, how do you assess them? Because you look at Miami University, which they prefer to be known as, correct?
Yes.
Sorry, I just always say Miami.
Redhawks.
Miami O is just by force of habit. But you're not going to have a win like that because you don't get to play teams like that.
Correct.
And people won't play you. And a TCU can point to their best games. But you know what? Miami University doesn't have a home loss to New Orleans. I mean, TCU's bad. It's really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And as you say with West Virginia, their losses are non-competitive losses to the best teams.
Yeah. They did beat Kansas.
They did. Yeah. And then...
And they went to UCF, came back, huge deficit this past weekend. That's a good win.
So what are you saying? You'd rather have... So you
no,
can't,
I'm saying
you can't
I'd
vouch for them and say you don't want all these power
Lenardi's teams on the bubble.
I saw them. I couldn't believe it.
That's more of what I'm thinking, where I just looked at West Virginia. I'm like, let me look at this team. And you watch them, it's like, there we go. Last four in. UCLA, TCU, Santa Clara, San Diego State. I'm glad that I see those teams there.
I'm glad to see Santa Clara. I like them. I've watched them. And they look good to me. Very capable squad.
Blew a huge opportunity the other night
against Gonzaga.
Yeah.
That probably needed that one.
Like Missouri, Ohio State, New Mexico, Cal. How many chances are you going to give these teams? VCU, Virginia Tech, Seton Hall, and then West Virginia. Baylor, no thanks.
Baylor's on the what?
They're on the...
They can't be on any list.
They're after the next four out.
They lose every game at home that they have a chance. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So these teams, I watched Belmont. That team is good. They scrimmaged Miami University in the preseason. Does that count?
Secret scrimmage?
Secret scrimmage.
Who won?
I heard Belmont did. Get that on the resume.
Secret scrimmage.
Secret scrimmage. Dub.
All this bubble talk, though, is the thing we hate the most every year. Who can win a title? You're the one that has the list. Who's on the list?
Do you want to know who's not on the list or who's on the list first?
It's your list. You got two cards, buddy. You say whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, this is the first list. It's after Valentine's Day every year, and there are teams that could add or subtract. You want to know how many teams there are on the list?
Hold on. I feel like in the days of ESPN radio, this is where we would have
Stanford Steve's tournament teams that can win the title. First, the teams that can't. 2 cards, Stanford Steve. ESPN radio.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you the conference, and I'm going to give you the number of teams I have from that conference that could win the title.
Dramatic build to the list.
Big 12. 5.
Can win it all.
Yes.
The Big 12 has 5 teams that can win 6 games in a row. BYU's not on that list.
No.
Would they have been on it before the Saunders injury?
I don't think so.
I don't either. They didn't guard enough for me in the games where I saw them. I feel like to win 6, you're going to have to be able to win a game the way Iowa State won a game against a tough Houston squad where it's not execution, it's not even toughness, it's just will. You somehow will yourself to a victory. You got 5 from the Big 12.
Yep.
Okay.
Arizona, Houston, Kansas, Iowa State, Texas Tech.
Kansas is the question mark for me.
Mm-hmm. For me too.
And is it just the availability of Peterson?
That's the issue. I don't know. Because I've seen him look pretty damn good without him.
They beat Arizona without him.
Yeah.
I mean, found out not too long before tip that he wasn't going with the flu, and they beat the number 1 team that hadn't lost a game without him. I've also seen him look really bad and not be able to make shots.
Mm-hmm.
Like the UConn loss at home. There were stretches, and that was a long time ago. Just stretches where you got to make shots. In the tournament, those timeouts are longer. You can't go like from the under 16 to the under 8 and only score 6 points. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's your list, not mine. I'm sorry.
5 in the Big 10.
5 Big 10 teams can win the title. So we're up to 10 teams. And again, in the last 21 years, check the tape. If they're on Steve's list, if they're not on Steve's list, I should say, they can't win. You have 5. Go.
Michigan.
Uh-huh.
Illinois.
No doubt.
Nebraska's hanging by a thread.
They can win 6. A team that's never won a tournament game can win 6.
Mm-hmm.
It's your list.
Right now, February 17th.
It's your list. Go ahead.
Purdue.
Uh-huh.
And they have played themselves into it. Wisconsin. Their wins are, I've seen them against the best teams. I mean, I watched Michigan this week, and I'm like, Wisconsin. After watching Wisconsin roll Michigan State Friday night, and I'm like, Wisconsin beat this team on their court. Road wins. They show me you can do it. I love their guards, and I still go into March. You got to have them.
My youngster, the youngest, watching them play against Michigan State the other night. Why aren't they ranked?
There we go. Charlie?
We were with some family from Wisconsin, Badger season ticket holders. They were psyched to hear him back in Wisco. So I can't help but notice there's a team that's not on that list.
Maryland.
Well,
sorry.
No, I think we're all.
I don't see it this year.
No, I don't think it's in the cards.
I mean,
you didn't say go green, go white.
I did not.
This is not a pancakes waffles thing. This is your saying they can't win 6 games.
I wonder about the Miles on Fierce. He plays so many minutes. He has to play so many minutes because they don't have anything at that position when he's not on the court. He's as dependable of a player, and the outside shooting combined to seeing them look vulnerable at home at times this year. Now I get it against very good teams. But you're going to have to play those teams. Like the Sweet 16 is going to be loaded this year.
Yes. Probably, barring unforeseen.
Big East.
Wait, that's just Michigan, Illinois, Purdue. Nebraska makes the list.
Yep.
Michigan State does not. Also, shout to Wando's, Wisconsin.
Late edition.
Wow.
The latest.
So that's 10. Next conference.
Big East.
You're going to give me 2.
1.
I think we can connect the dots and say
The Huskies.
St. John's can't win 6 in a row.
I don't see it. I wonder about this run and what the totality of the Big East is this year. And
it's not a great league by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, this is as bad as it's been.
Grew up going to that tournament. Some of the best times of my life going to that tournament.
How many beers start to finish?
Oh, God. 7 a.m. train. 9 o'clock. God, I remember there was a Notre Dame, South Florida, 9 o'clock tip. Probably didn't tip till 9:30. They shut it down because it was so late. Game probably didn't tip till after 10. Whole second half goes to overtime. Everybody's just waiting for the last train. Miserable. People falling asleep in the seats. Oh, man, that game. South Florida, Notre Dame back in the day. Yeah, in St. John's is going to go to Stores or Hartford. I forgot which one it is. And then they're probably going to play again in the Big East Championship. But I just wonder about St. John's. Now, the thing that kills me is going against Pitino at this time of year. Go back and look at it. His teams from right now, and the great ones have won it all, just continue to get better and better. And that comes with shooting. And the kid Darling, after that melee at Providence, came out. They went on an 8-0 run, and that game was over.
Man, that was a rough look for Providence. I mean, you can't make your goal revenge in life rather than. I mean, it's all gone wrong for Providence this year. I get it.
Yeah.
They're dead last in the league. So that's 5 from the Big 12, 5 from the Big 10.
1 from the Big East.
1 from the Big East. But like Izzo, or January, February, Izzo, Pitino and Izzo's teams tend to be great this time of year, but neither of them make your list. Okay, we're up to 11 teams that can win the title on Steve's list.
Yep. SEC.
SEC, Stanford Steve's list.
1.
It's great to be.
Florida Gator.
The only team that can win 6 games in the SEC is Florida. No Cal, no Barnes, no Oates, no Pope.
Okay, on the list that could play themselves.
No Byington. Vandy's been nice this year.
Play themselves into it. Arkansas, if they run the table, they're going to find their way on the list.
It's about guards, and A-Cuff's as good as any.
And I watched them against Auburn Saturday. I want to go back. I lost track of how many dunks they had, and you touched on it. Auburn's not what they have. Transition, whatever you want to say. It's still a formidable team, but it was layup line, dunk after dunk. A-Cuff changed his shoes 3 times and had 31, I think, again.
Why did he keep changing his shoes?
I don't know. He kept pointing at his foot. I was like, oh, he better not be hurt. No, new pair of shoes comes out. New pair of shoes. You know, it's about the fit, Scott.
He's so good. Which side note, which freshman guard do you like the best?
It's like every night.
I think A-Cuff, and that's after watching Kingston Fleming's look just. He slipped on the last play for Houston, which is a shame. He's never in a hurry. He gets what he wants. I love that guy's game.
If I'm drafting, I'm taking Fleming's. My favorite.
A-Cuff's already a grown man.
I know.
All right, your favorite is?
My favorite's Burry's. I just love it. All the totality of what he does.
He guards like an absolute madman. And
strong.
He's big and strong too.
Missed some open looks that late in that Tech game.
Yeah, you're allowed to not have a great game every game when you're a freshman.
I think he's All-America worthy. But he's not gonna. Yeah,
I agree.
But he doesn't. He's not gonna. He doesn't have the numbers and all the stuff that people want. Like when you put him up against Fears, it's people are gonna go with the stats and what. He depends. I mean, look at what, as I pointed out, Michigan State, what they are with him.
Without
it's about,
Fears. Yeah,
it's about 90 seconds a game. I just wonder, like the Big Ten tournament, do they tap out?
All right, so I'm sorry. I just had a little side question there about guards. So we're up to 12?
Yeah.
5-5-1-1. The loaded SEC, Steve says, has one team that can win 6 games. Okay.
Plenty that could go to the Sweet 16. Delaney.
No one's even.
Arkansas could play their way on there.
No one's
Michigan
even
State,
listening.
obviously. St. John's.
Everyone in the league hates your guts because you only have one team.
West Coast Conference.
West Coast Conference?
Yeah.
Okay.
0.
Gonzaga can't do it.
I don't believe it. And what's his name? Still on crutches, too, the other night at Santa Clara. I don't see him coming back.
When they lost to Portland State on the road, that was a one-off. It can happen. Hasn't happened much under Fewey, but okay.
Mountain West, 0.
I mean,
ACC, 0.
Here we go.
Carolina, Virginia, Duke.
Oh, hold on. Here's what you need to understand about this guy. This is what he does. This is what he does with Duke. The Duke Blue Devils, who have lost 2 basketball games this year, both late. One to Texas Tech where the officials just decided they're going to call a foul, which was let them decide it on the floor. All credit to Texas Tech, which, by the way, when we list best wins this year, they're kind of on their own tier.
Yeah, that's a great list.
Texas Tech's wins, unbelievable.
Wisconsin.
Good wins. Very, very, very good wins. But Duke's lost 2 games. One on a late melt in Chapel Hill and a great execution in a big 3 that they lose at the gun, basically. And they lose basically at the gun to Texas Tech. That's it. They can't win 6 games in a row.
I don't see it.
Because why?
Well, you touched on it. 17-point lead, Texas Tech.
Uh-huh.
Double-digit lead at Carolina.
Uh-huh.
Different people. Meltdown against Houston in the Final Four.
Ooh.
I need to see this team prove it. I don't believe they have the guards to do it. I really don't.
When push comes to shove and if you're in a Sweet 16 or Elite 8 game against Flemings or Acuff or somebody, that position is the one where Duke will be at a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Yeah. And Lil Boozer's been getting better and better. Made shots against Syracuse last night. We all know my thoughts on Syracuse.
What are your thoughts?
What
are your thoughts?
Speaking of, there are 2 teams worse in Division I basketball and free throw shooting than Syracuse. South Carolina State is 360th, and App State is 361st. Cuse is 359th.
Since they've joined the ACC, what are they in wins?
Like 9th.
Syracuse.
That was supposed to be a win for the ACC.
Yeah, adding them in basketball.
Yeah. When's the last good NBA player they had?
Rhetorical.
Carmelo Anthony.
Been 20 years.
You started at ESPN the year before when he was at Oak Hill.
We did an ad where he gave me a sweatband. I had hair.
Did you?
I mean, sort of. The gist was I'd sweated through my shirt because I was nervous, and I asked it for a sweatband. And then I did one in a Captain America outfit where he couldn't stop laughing, and it took 1,000 takes. And I was wearing a Captain America outfit that was for a man that was 6'1" and weighed 140 pounds.
What? Wait, so the sweatband was different than Captain America? Why can't I remember the sweatband, the headband?
I came up, I'm sweating, and I'm like, man, the prompter went down. I had a rough show. I said, I always would sneak a Maryland line in there. I was like, yeah, I couldn't say yes at Cavicius. And I went to give him his headband back, and he's like, oh, man, it's soaked. And he took it and threw it in I'm like, hey, we're going to run some ball back. I was like, you got any socks? He's like, no. So that was a separate one from the Captain America one and Neil was dressed up as Thor.
How big was your suit?
They said we have one for a 6'6", 215-pound man. That was lies. And I was walking around campus with my shit all bulgy and gross.
How about the formal suit you wore?
Which one?
Didn't you have that one for the headband one?
Yeah, that was just regular. I think I had my own.
All right.
Oh, you mean that was with CC Sabathia? You talking about the fats?
No. I'm just saying the suits back then were enormous,
larger.
Yeah,
4-button.
4-button. That's it. I couldn't remember it. Sorry.
4 buttons for sure.
Never had one. Do you still have them?
No, those were long.
What do you do? Donate those?
For sure.
Nice.
Absolutely. I mean, think about somebody that if you're a larger, skinnier dude, and
there ain't nothing out there.
No.
You can't go into a store.
So I'd like to hope that somebody that could use it maybe has it or had it for some period of time.
How many you think you donated?
Through the years, I mean, we've double digits easy. I mean, healthy double digits, because you just sort of.
Do you just pull it out of the closet and look at it and you're like, yeah, this one's dated?
Yeah, I mean, when they've got big, wide, sort of, double, big shoulder pads, or 4 buttons.
That would be hilarious if you still had them, just going through your closet.
Stuart and I did the one ad where we zipped off the suits, and it's even more ridiculous. But what people didn't get was that was actually a comical, overbuilt thing that you could actually zip off.
Warm up.
Right. So it's a suit a warm-up made to look like a suit. So when I'm jumping around and you're like, good God, you look ridiculous. Well, yeah. The suit that's on underneath is ridiculous as well, but not as comical as the big one we had over top of it. But the point is, the last good pro Syracuse had was this long ago that we're talking about 4-button suits that have since been donated. That is wild.
Yeah. No one will talk about it.
You did.
I try, but I know there's a lot of Syracuse feelings out there.
That's okay.
So, Arkansas, Sparty, St. John's. There's something about this Tennessee team that I feel different about that I'm not going to see until the tournament.
Jacoby Gillespie.
Yes, they have guards. And Amen, no one talks about him and these freshmen. We showed the mock or the top 10 on the board last night. Was Amen in the top 10?
I don't know, but if he's not, that's a joke, because he's going to be a 20-point-a-night plug-and-play NBA player.
Right away.
And that's what I'm saying. Tonight.
And he's still, he's not Wemby thin or Durant thin, and he's got plenty of places to put some weight, but he is skilled, man. So
wait, that's it? You got 12?
12 right now, yeah. And then, like I said, Arkansas wins out. They're getting on. Michigan State, St. John's, Tennessee can play their way in.
Duke.
No.
I'm going to act like he's not here. He thinks they can. He's just he does. Steve is doing the thing that he does because he loves them and he wants them to win more than anything.
That's a fact.
And he believes they can, but he's just saying they can't to protect himself.
I'm not what am I protecting myself from?
Your feelings.
I'm a fan of the team.
Your emotions.
I love the team.
Your vulnerability.
I watch them every night. They play.
You're wounded and scared. You're a scared little bird.
There's some wounds.
But I'm holding that scared little bird right here and saying and this is amazing. This is me to a Duke fan saying, you can do it. You can do it. You just have to believe, little bird. Don't be hurt by the meltdown against Texas Tech. Don't be hurt by what happened in Chapel Hill. Just believe. You can fly.
I have a question.
Yeah, man.
What made you more upset? When Duke won their first title with K or the last one with K? Was there not this team again, or at the first one it was like, oh no?
What was his last one?
Wisconsin.
Well, that hurts more our friend Big Cat because the ball maybe it was off Winslow's finger. I don't know. The review.
They didn't score.
No, I'll tell you the one that killed me was who'd they beat? Baylor? Is that a Final Four game along the way or a regional, an 8?
The Elite 8.
The Shire team.
Yeah.
That one killed me. Because that Maryland team had Gravis. And on his senior night, they beat Shire to tie for the ACC. He won ACC Player of the Year. and Maryland got beat by a Corey Lucius 3 at the buzzer in a 32 game, and in the Sweet 16 it would have been Northern Iowa, and then it would have been Tennessee for a path to the Final Four. And I always felt like that Graves team had a chance to beat anybody, and then Duke ended up winning that title. Like I don't remember who they beat.
Butler.
There you go. And feeling like they won and were certainly a worthy champion, but Maryland beat them when they played them, and thinking it was also the end of Graves, who I've talked about him here. One of my all-time favorite athletes in any team, any sport. I just absolutely love that guy. I always will. That was the one that bothered me, because thinking, I think Maryland gave them their last loss. Maybe they won the ACC title that year. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. It doesn't matter. That was the only one that really bummed me out, just because thinking, damn, if they could have dodged that 3 at the buzzer, what could have happened? And they could have lost in Northern Iowa. Who the hell knows? I don't know. But that's the only one that ever bugged me.
Yeah, that's why Jay Williams missed free throws against Indiana. Really hurt, because that sport that year was Maryland Duke.
It was.
That's what it was.
That 2-year period was Maryland Duke. That was the pinnacle of college hoop to me, was just seeing those two teams during those 2 years. That's as good as I ever saw it. Just 10 pros on the floor at once. Mayhem in all directions. And I know, we weren't your rival. It's not what Jay Williams says. But neither here nor there.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
What's up?
You guys are in the Big Ten.
This is true, which has 5 teams that can win it. And the ACC apparently has none.
Mm-hmm. Going to be a great tournament, though. ACC tournament.
Still have more things on the card.
So do I. Can I give you something that really scares me about every team that did make the list?
You have a fatal flaw?
Yeah.
Fatal flaw.
No one is elite in free throw shooting.
Not one of them?
Can I give you some numbers?
Did you do the Ken Pom thing? Because there's that Ken Pom predictor about offensive and defensive efficiency that's an awfully good predictor, but maybe not as good a predictor as 21 straight years. Check the tape. Steve's list. But go ahead.
I've never even gone on kenpom.com or whatever it is.
Oh.
Never.
Well, you should. It's actually...
That's all, but it's all anyone ever talks about, so I just get my information from people that go on there.
I see. So you kind of do use the information, but secondhand.
I listened to it.
Secondhand.
It has nothing to do with this.
Understand. Free throw percentage. Make your fouls.
They're, as I pointed out, App State is last in the country at 361st.
Uh-huh.
Give me a team that was on the list. I'll tell you what they were.
Houston.
They're the best. 24th. Like this one. Iowa State.
Well, they missed a bunch last night. Lipsy missed a bunch last night.
Worst in the Big 12. 336.
You can't win 6 games in a row if you can't make your fouls, Scatino.
UConn. 252nd in the country. Arizona and Michigan are right there, like sort of in the middle of the 361, 155th. They both shoot 73%.
Look, make your fouls is kind of a joke, but it isn't. I mean,
no,
this is
I
how
always look at this.
This is how you lose games, that you come out of the under 4, and it's 70-69, and you're still in the 1-1, and you go miss free throws because guys get lemon booty. And this is what they are in regular season games.
Last night, one of the best games of the year. Iowa State gets a chance because Houston can't make free throws.
Lipsy missed 3 free throws.
Houston stays in it because Lipsy misses.
Well, among others. I mean, the door was wide open because they couldn't make their fouls.
I'll give you Purdue, we think, is a good shooting team, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, you think of them that way maybe, but
124th.
Yeah, they're not great. That's wild.
And another thing, that's what drives me nuts most about this Duke team. 208th.
So, in review, the teams that can win do have a very concerning metric, which is their inability to Hashtag make your fouls. All interesting. Important. That's an important one.
And that's Wisconsin 16th. That's a huge ad for me.
So they're the best.
Out of this list, let me see. Wisconsin 16, Houston 24, Kansas 47. Oh, sorry, Illinois. Illinois is the only top 10. They're 9th.
But you came up with a dozen teams that can win 6 games in a row.
As of February 17th, yes.
Okay, this is fluid. I think we've established that in our short time doing this together. Fluid. This is a college basketball thing I want to mention if you're done. If you still have stuff that you want to mention.
Just trying to read my notes like you. Go.
They fired Tang at Kansas State. Now, they're trying to fire him for cause. But this is semantics here. They fired him not for cause, but they fired him cause his team didn't win enough. That's why they fired him. And you're trying to use this bullshit excuse that he embarrassed the university with what he said. What he said was the guys didn't love the place enough and didn't deserve to wear the jersey. Now, the disconnect was, who got the guys to put them in that jersey? That's you. And I have a coach, well-known coach, who I won't name just because I don't know that this is okay to make public where it came from, but he shared with me a list of what people in college basketball were paying this year. Now, this is one of the great mysteries and misnomers that exist out there because numbers are just thrown around as fact.
And everything's rounded up.
Oh, Devonta got $8 million to go to BYU. This guy got this. I'm told by those that know that numbers are often wildly exaggerated. And this coach that shared the number with me said what Maryland was spending, and it was not massively overstated, but it was more than I know it to be. So that frames what I was told Kansas State spent. But Kansas State, I was told by this coach, was tied for 4th, over $15 million.
Upper tier.
Correct. Upper tier. And they spent at a level that doesn't equal what their record is. And they're having a brutal season in the Big 12, which can happen to you because the Big 12 is
one win.
Loaded. They've got a conference win. And Tang went nuts after they lost on their home floor by 30 to Cincinnati, who is probably going to move on from Wes Miller. They've had a rough year. You can't lose on your home floor, the octagon of doom, in conference by 30 to a team that's to anybody, but certainly not to a team that came in struggling. And Tang goes nuts and says these guys don't deserve to wear this jersey and there won't be many of them in it next year. And then they went out and they actually semi-competed with Houston over the weekend. They ended up losing by double digits, but they didn't get obliterated. They had lost on their home floor earlier to Iowa State by 40. So it's been a catastrophe for them. But to fire him for cause because he was pissed, there's no way you're going to win that. No way. But all I could think of when I watched him angry about what his team was what you explained to me about what Coach Saban says in this NIL era, which is what?
Pay the wrong guys, you're shit out of luck.
And that's what happened to Tang. They paid the wrong guys. And I've watched them, and I can't, for the life of me, when I watched them, figure out who they spent $15 million on. Like, it just, and again, perhaps it's exaggerated, but they spent a lot, and he's the guy that spent the money on them. So it's on him. It's on him to own it. And I'm sure they were going to move on from him anyway. But what they're trying to do is extract themselves from the situation and not have to pay him. I just don't think there's any way that's going to happen. But just in watching him that night, all I could think is this era, man, and how hard it is when everyone's in the same boat and everyone's wildly flailing at this piñata to try to land the right guys and then have them magically come together and have it equal something great. I think it's more likely to explode and blow up in catastrophic fashion the way it has with Kansas State than it is for it to work, as it has in, say, St. Louis, where Coach Schertz said, what? We went 6 for 6.
6 for 6.
In the portal. And all credit to them for making it work. And part of it's your culture and what you create, but you also just have to get lucky. You know? We're going to go to Stanford Steve, and we're going to say, we're going to pay you this much, which isn't as much as we're giving Van Pelt, but then we're going to give you more of a role, and then I got to be okay with the fact that you get more of a role, but I got more money, and somehow we create a culture. Or it goes, you gave me the money, and I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm here for 4 months, and I'm out, and I don't really care. I got nothing invested in Manhattan, Kansas. I don't know these people. They don't know me. And I'm just saying Manhattan, Kansas, because we're talking about it. But this is what happens on campuses all across the country, man. And this is what it is now. So the fact that it doesn't go incredibly wrong more is actually kind of amazing, given what you're trying to do, which is put it together on the fly and somehow make these ingredients go together as opposed to being combustible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We were in a commercial break. That was Tuesday or Wednesday night. And I told you. It's like Coach Tang just lost it at the press conference. So I'm watching the press conference. I'm like, oh, this is it. This is where it's going all in. People aren't going to like this because we can't take criticism, and it's too negative. And they come out, they play against Houston, and then poof, he's gone. The same thing happened. I forgot who they played earlier in the week. Tad Boyle, Colorado has not had a good season. He snapped on his team. And he made the point of his first head coaching job was in northern Colorado. Greeley.
Hashtag Greeley.
And he was talking about how they played a road game with Colorado. Can we check Colorado's schedule, who they played last Tuesday or Wednesday?
I know they got beat by Texas Tech somewhere along the way by about 40.
That was it. And that's what he said. We're here in Lubbock, Texas. We're going to get out of here. We're going to get on a private plane, and we're going to land in Boulder, and we don't deserve to be on a private plane for what we look like as a team. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, now this guy has had success, established program, probably hasn't spent as much as Tang. Is this going to resonate with his team? And I look at the schedule. I'm like, I'm taking them they're at BYU this week, Saturday. 17-point dogs.
Overtime. Now, Saunders got hurt early in that game for BYU, but nevertheless.
But just the idea of the other side where it's like, you know what happened there? Is a coach got into his team's ass and they responded and said, you know what, we do got to get better. Maybe we could play with a little better effort. And this idea of you can't criticize things publicly drives me nuts, man.
Yeah, that's after they lost by 34 in Lubbock, by the way.
And I look at Kelvin Sampson last night. After the game, are you disappointed? I'm not disappointed in the way we played. We played with tons of effort. We're going to have games like this. They're a really good basketball team.
Yep.
We're in an unbelievable building where we got to play. What I am disappointed about is we lost the game on a free throw blockout.
And he said we work hard on free throw blockouts.
We work hard on free throw blockouts. That's why he's upset.
And all I could think of is how hard Houston practices are legendarily already and how much harder it's about to be on free throw blockout. Ladies and gentlemen, we reached the portion of the pod where Red has a bottle. Go get it, Red. Okay.
So,
your point was it resonated with Colorado, which that's a team, by the way, that's won 2 of their last, looks like 10, 20, not 20, but looks like 2 of 10, maybe.
And so the Tang thing, I think, like he checked the integrity of his guys. And this, when it's public and then whoever takes it and runs with it, it's going to go into this space where no one can handle anything negative or any kind of bad criticism. And I still think there's room for plenty of criticism.
I agree. But I think that, like Tony and Mike, I think led PTI with them about, hey, who brought these guys here? You did. So Jerome Tang is certainly on the hook for the criticism that comes with, well, whose fault is it these guys are here? You brought them here.
Mm-hmm.
Coach them up better. I thought his point was I love this place and they don't deserve to wear this purple.
Correct.
And Kansas State used it as an off-ramp of, well, this is how we're going to get out from underneath owing this guy $18.7 million. I just think it's wild how fast it all changes because Kansas State fans, you know this is a fact. Whether you want to be honest about it or not is a different conversation. You guys were terrified several years ago that he was leaving to go to Louisville and other big jobs that might be a possibility. You're terrified you're going to lose him. They had that incredible run. What was it?
Lost an overtime game in the Elite Eight
in
Florida,
in Madison Square Garden? Or
Florida.
didn't they lose to Michigan? They beat Michigan State in the Garden? I'm trying to remember it.
I want to say they.
I just know that they
Elite
had.
Eight. And they were in the Elite Eight.
That's who everyone in the sport thought he was. I remember having him on a Monday after they won and that, and he's so excited, screaming, calling me Scotty Too Hottie, and he was just this amazing ball of energy and positivity. And this year, it ate him up. And yes, he's responsible because he brought the folks there for the cash. But man, quote Coach Saban, spend your money on the wrong people, you're shit out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
And he was. So, yeah, it's on him. But I think the whole for cause, I mean, the cause is because he lost too many games. That's why that went the way it went. Just amazing to consider that several years ago, he was the guy in the sport. Think about like in college football this year, we're saying, so Lane Kiffin, who's never won anything really, really big, has become the darling of the ball that everybody's fighting over to try to get. Wasn't too long ago that everyone looked in college basketball that the guy with a giant green arrow next to his name, that the big power schools might take a swing at, was Jerome Tang, and now it went the way it went there for him in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
They're not on the list of team that can win.
No, they're not.
Understood.
They're
Understood. Not. This is a shout out to Rosillo. What's the topic? I just have Olympics. Curious if you've been in all of the things that you're watching. If any of it is it the hockey, the women. They're 31 to 1. Their goals against average. They play Canada gold medal game. That feels frighteningly like the 80 men, right? Russia beat them 10-3.
Mm-hmm.
Then they played them again and beat them. United States boat raced Canada early. Now you got a gold medal game against them. It just feels a little frightening if you're the American side.
Yeah.
Frightening.
Big price.
Yikes.
Minus 455.
Get it done, ladies. Shout out to the Heisey family, by the way. Daughter scores a goal in the game against Switzerland, I believe it was. And then son hits the three-pointer for Iowa State to beat Houston on a Monday. Pretty good Monday for the Heisey family. There was a fight in curling.
Yeah. What is that? Double tapping on the hog line? Seems dicey.
That sounds like it's illegal in 12 states. I don't know.
Province.
The story I read is that the team, was it Norway or Switzerland or whoever was up against him, they thought this guy might have gotten a little loosey-goosey with the rules, and they set up an angle to record it, and they caught him. And, I mean, that was controversy, curling controversy.
Got to be careful on the hog line.
I think that really suffices right there. That's it. That's really the net of it is you got to be careful on the hog line. You got to have integrity with your hog line.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, what are we doing? Mostly every sport I watch, I just ask myself, could I do it? Have I ever done it? Mostly the answer is almost exclusively no. Couldn't do anything. Not a one.
I got some things.
There's one giant one out there.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Did you see Vrabel video of the guys walking in the locker room after the Super Bowl?
We waited for every guy.
Yeah.
I did. Heavy.
Oh, my God. Get your tissues. If you haven't seen it, look it. But
that's a guy.
I want to know a reason why we love him. I mean.
That was what I was just going to say.
Good God. That was so heavy.
That's what it is to be a leader of men. I think.
Yes.
Because it's easy when it's cake and ice cream. But when you get 3 hours of that and you fall short and you want to wait for every guy. I listened carefully because he didn't say the same thing to every person.
Nope.
He had specific things for certain people, and that spoke to me, man.
Yeah.
That shows a real connection to your group. That was awesome.
Yeah.
God, it's like getting...
It was NFL Films, I believe. It's out there. Just quickly on college hoops.
Yep.
It happened last night. It never gets revisited. But will we ever see teams take timeouts and sit on their own bench? I'm convinced that they bring these benches out because they're afraid of the crowd noise or people seeing what they're doing in the huddle. You have 6-8 guys on the bench all over just standing behind the crowd. Fleming's falls because I'm convinced that's where the bench is during a timeout, and there's water and everything out there.
It happened in Nebraska at home against
Purdue.
Against Purdue.
And I went to the Stanford game when I was out there, and I love the idea. They have like 8-year-old kids with the towels wiping up like sweat stain, block charge, both bodies on the ground. Like, I think we should have just the idea this bench is out on the court. I can't stand it, but I don't think it's ever going to go back, and it really bothers me. It never gets brought up on a broadcast.
All right, you heard the man. No more timeout people on the court.
Speaking of teary-eyed things.
Okay.
Did you catch the college debut from our man this weekend?
Who?
A man by the name of Harrison Engle took the rubber for Fairfield University.
I did not know that.
Unbelievable. His pops, obviously, our buddy Tom Engle.
He's been a
legend in the game.
He's been a producer with ESPN for many, many years.
Former second-round draft pick of the Mets, 6 straight no-hitters in high school.
He had the high school record. He's a big, he was.
Trimmed.
But he was just like, you picture like a farm guy from Ohio with forearms like Popeye that just uncorks at 96, and you're playing a high school game and it's like 38 degrees and you're holding the Easton 34 green, and here comes Engle and you're like, no chance, buddy. He threw 6 straight no-hitters in high school.
Yeah.
Okay, that's our guy. He's one of those. He's just, when I think of like what the cliche of what a hardy Midwestern human is.
No doubt.
The best of us, a man's man, looks you in the eye. You can count on him for everything. Got your back first and last. You run through a wall for him because he'd do it for you. Anyway, all of this is who he is. And now he's got a son. Who?
Harry Engle. Pitched an inning.
Okay.
3 Ks.
Come on.
Good stuff.
Come on.
6'7", 235 in the program. But he texted me Friday morning. He's like, hey, could be the first guy out of the pen tonight. Big game at Coastal. Coastal's got a top 5 pick in their rotation. They hit 2 solo homers, drop a fly ball, Stags lose. But Harry Engle, shout out. That was awesome.
I didn't know this.
I'm going to get emotional talking about it, but like Tom's texting me. I'm like, all right, here we go. And I'm like, he's watching the game with his wife at home. And I'm just sitting there by myself and I'm dripping my eyes. I'm like, here he is. I mean, this kid was probably, just to give you, like back when we were living in Connecticut, we had a little fire pit. The girls Livy wasn't even born. And he's like, I was like, we're just talking. He's like, I got wood. He's like, I'll drive down, drop off a cord of wood for you, whatever. Girls, marshmallows. And Harry must have been, God, that's got to be close. He was probably like, I don't know, 10, 11.
I ate dinner with him at a golf event and watched him and his brother eat like 6 loaves of bread before the food came. Never seen anything like it in my life. Baskets and baskets of bread. I'm like, they're not gonna be able to eat their dinner. The hell they can't. Engle boy's just putting away loaves, baby.
And I do the grocery shopping, and we used to tell story. He still tells story like how many boxes of cereal. He has 3 boys, and what they would go through. I'm like, man, maybe I'm glad I had girls.
I think you are,
but
I can't imagine what the Engles put down.
Oh,
but this is the type of guy who was that guy.
Yeah.
Every every neighborhood or every county, or depending on how, like certain places where you live, like this city's this one, and then the next one next to it, they kind of blend into each other. Connecticut's more a place where like this city is its own city, the city next to it is the next city. My point is, where you grow up is sort of different, but every region's got a guy. Steve was that guy where he grew up. Like, oh God, that Coughlin kid from down the valley, Ansonia, he was that guy. Won't talk about himself that way, but he was that guy. Engle was the guy, and not just his state, but like
country.
Everyone knew the guy. You talk to him about it, and he just will smile and go, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Won't talk himself up, but the pride he has for his boys now.
Oh.
Come on. Oh, that's so
it was
fucking
awesome.
good.
Big boy. 6'7" on the mound.
230?
It was awesome. It was awesome. I took a picture of my TV.
God, gives me goosebumps, man.
It was awesome. Where is Big Harry?
Well, you can keep me posted on this. If the guy's going to be out there, I'll fire up the feed and watch him.
That man.
That's poise. He's poised. He's ready to strike out the side. Sit him down.
What else do I have? I have a question for you.
Okay.
Have you ever listened to a podcast start to finish?
It's a great one. I'll just say no.
Okay.
Like this one right now.
Oh, God. If you're listening to this whole thing.
Our friends listen.
No.
I think they listen on like 1.5.
They see the clips.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Our guy Jack and the folks, Omaha, Podville, the crew behind the scenes. I saw the clip. That's fine.
All right.
Go ahead. What are you asking me? I haven't. I don't.
All right.
I
just was wondering. I wonder about all these, clicks, subscriptions, all that. I just wonder
no one's listening to this.
All right.
Somebody might. I don't know. Thank you if you are.
Just kicking something around that I saw and read, and now that we know both these guys, two of our favorite guys. Trent Dilfer's going back to coach at Lipscomb.
Okay.
In Nashville. And our guy Hasselbeck is at Ensworth.
Okay.
They need to play.
Play them.
Like, let's figure that out, guys. Ensworth, Lipscomb, get a date and play a football game. Everyone wants to see it. Is that fair? Nashville, high school?
We just booked it. You guys are playing.
Figure it out. It's got to be something in September.
Maybe late August.
Hey, maybe we could put it on ESPN. I don't know. I know some people. All right, last one out the door.
No, I have something.
No, for me.
Okay.
Do you ever... Let's not remember. Do you ever notice or take note of how many rolls of paper towels you go through in your house?
I mean, it's infinite.
Like, it's that point where I don't want to start keeping track. But like, I'll go to Costco. It's whatever, 18 rolls in that thing. I barely could fit it in the cart. And like, we keep them in the garage, and I'll walk by. I'm like, already?
Yeah, I think I'll say this. You wouldn't like me because I'm definitely guilty of this. I'll reach to grab the one, and then I'll give it the pull, and then I end up with like 3, and now I just have a handful, and I'll just wipey, and I basically just 2/3 of that was excess.
So grab one. Let's see what one does. No, just
dude. Let's grab 3 and see what happens.
You have to do that with kids.
Probably.
It's and like just spillage on the kitchen table, and I just look at that paper towel roll getting thinner and thinner. But no free ads, but whatever. Paper towels, I'm here for you. Anybody needs a commercial. What was that? Braun, big Braun guy.
Bounty, whatever you like.
Quicker picker up.
Oh, and there you go.
There are quality paper towels.
Agreed. Much like toilet paper.
Oh.
Like don't cheat on the toilet paper.
Every restaurant does.
You take dumps in restaurants?
Sometimes you got to go.
Man.
What I will say about restaurants is these crystallized sea salt shakers, they don't work.
Do better with the salt.
Come on.
This guy likes salt like I like Diet Coke. But we're burying the lead here that if Steve's eating dinner with you and he leaves, he could be taking a restaurant dump. How bad do you have to shit that you, in the middle of your dinner, are taking a restaurant dump?
Have you had your gallbladder taken out?
Excuse me?
Have you had your gallbladder taken out?
I haven't.
I have.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
All this time I've known you're running around without a gallbladder?
Correct.
Holy shit, what does the gallbladder do?
Controls that.
Oh. Well, that's a whole...
Yeah.
How could I have gone through all my life not knowing you don't have the gallbladder?
Dude, it was... Oh, God, it's over 10 years.
Oh, my God. Pray for Steve.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. And that's why if you're in a restaurant you got to poop, it's because of that?
Yeah, you can't. There's nothing to hold.
Oh, my God. I got to pee right now. That's a whole other different topic. 20-second timeout. I'm going to take a leak. I had absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
Was there an incident? Was
Oh,
there
yeah. So what happened is everyone knows, like, you have heartburn, right?
Yeah.
You know, take some acid pills or whatever to over the counter, Prilosec or something. But I woke up one night and I was staying at my mom's, and I thought it was just heartburn. And I've had those instances where it's like, oh, you know what, ate too much, and you could never do this. But I'm like, all right, I'll just go in the bathroom and pull the trigger, and everything will be fine. And it just never went away. And it was just burning all the way down my torso. And I literally just drove myself to the emergency room, and guy brought me in, and he's like, yeah, you got to get this taken out. And I was laid up. I was like, what am I getting done? And literally, you feel a lot worse than when you look down. And like the way they could do it now, it's basically they just put the dots in you, boom, take it out. It's literally, I believe, the size of a Band-Aid. But it controls a lot. And yeah, it was a process.
It concentrates the bile.
Yeah.
How's your bile situation? How do we manage the bile?
That's intake.
Digestion.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, so
what a horrible friend I am.
I
started off by being a dick to him and didn't know he was walking around without a gallbladder.
It's not the end of the world.
I understand, but
people that have had it done, I know your pain.
Feel bad.
And I know your
feel badly.
Anxiety.
Understood. Let's end on a positive note.
All right.
Shout out to Anthony Kim.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
We go back to the SVP and Rosillo days when AK burst on the scene and was that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was the dude. Swagger, such an overused word in sports. It doesn't mostly apply to golf. He had it. For real. The belt buckle piece, sure, I get it. He had a big belt buckle. But this was a guy, Azinger's Ryder Cup team at Valhalla's like, gimme Sergio. Beat him. Was 11 birdies in a row, or no, 11 birdies in a round at Augusta National, I believe, is
still the record.
Is the record there. And had emerged as a star, and then he went through it. And what he went through, I mean, only he really knows. Only he really knows. But it was a lot. He was gone from the game and nearly gone from this world. And I don't have any tolerance or patience for the piece of this conversation that has to do with what tour he's on. And if you want to minimize live, if that's not your thing, then you can excuse yourself from this part of the conversation. Because this is a human who was on an incredible trajectory that had not a crash out. That's like a way to describe some inconsequential thing. This was a real life drama and real life. And he won again. And I know I passed out and missed. I had the whim-whams. But he had the lead when I passed out, and then when I woke up, he'd won. And it's down in Adelaide, which is it's like a scene down there in Australia. They don't get a lot that comes there. This live event comes, and it's massively supported. And this was a massive win. He's going head-to-head with John Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau, and birdies a bunch of holes to win. I was texting with David Faraday, who's been a friend for years, and just David couldn't, you said watching it like it was like he almost couldn't even articulate it because he couldn't believe he was seeing it.
No, I was wondering, and just knowing David's past, about if there was a hit and home moment where it was like, holy shit, he's gonna do this, and knowing some struggles, a guy that's had struggles. It was an unbelievable couple hours. I turned it on. I want to say he was on the 8th. He birdied 5 of the last 9. And the scene, those people in Adelaide, the crowd was unbelievable. Him on every green with Bryson, with Rahm, and it was like when you play Tiger Woods and you got your golfer all the way maxed out to all the power, accuracy, putting, the whole thing. 20 feet, 18 feet, 16 feet, sidewinders, reeds, bends. Every putt went in, and you could see the swagger that you talk about that he had back in the day, where it was like, wait, is this supposed to be on a golf course for a kid this young, and how good he was? It was awesome. The energy and the pride, like you could tell him, like when he was walking to 18, his breast got deep. He's trying to take it in. He's just patting his chest, like he doesn't want to make anything out of the ordinary. He wants to win this tournament. And then when he sticks it on the green, I mean, the run up after him as those guys go, he actually got caught in the run because they were running so fast trying to get close to the green. But just to hear people that knew him and know him, but knew him back when he was rising. I saw a clip of Brian Harmon this morning talking with Colton Oast and Sleaze, and he said in a couple rounds of playing with Anthony Kim, he's holed more irons than Harmon has in his whole life. He's like, the guy does things that I still have never seen and will never forget. Like, he has that in him. Every single shot.
Mm-hmm.
And we always asked, are you a ball striker
or a shot maker?
Or a shot maker.
Both.
All the above. And to see his daughter run out there.
Bella. To
see the reaction of all the guys on there. To see Bryson stand there and wait for him to sign the scorecard. That could wait a little bit. It's an unbelievable moment. I'm so glad I was able to watch. I was not going to bed. Gonzaga was done. St. Mary's on the road at Pacific was done. I'm like, I'm locking in here. And I watched the last 9 holes. And like I said, probably the best part of it, I don't really root for Bryson. I don't root for Rahm. And seeing this guy on the greens with those guys right there, and plenty of guys we've seen, you've talked about all the time, on the last day, you're going to make those putts. And, I mean, not easy ones, but it was fantastic. It was one of the best things I've watched in a long time. And to see him the whole thing, they're building it. And like I said, Farady's saying what he can. It was really, really cool.
He just talks about being 1% better every day. What he's been through, again, only he knows. Only he knows, and whether he'll ever really articulate it, that's his belongs to him. You know how much you care to share or not. What he is sharing is his process of trying to his recovery, and I'm familiar with all of it. And we've talked about this. I'm familiar with what it is. I'm familiar with the loss of it. Like, that's what took my dad from me. And I also have a family member that's recovered and 35 years sober. So I know what it is to have somebody that's trying a day at a time. And this dude had that otherworldly gift, and it, whether it was just for a blip or whether that's on the way back to being who he is again, it's still in him.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And you saw it. And again, if you want to minimize it, I'm not in a space where I care to minimize anything. I care to magnify the human, the man in the arena, hugging that little girl when she ran to him and seeing the way those people received that accomplishment. And it's everything that I love about sports and everything that I appreciate about this life, because we're imperfect. And all of us have some struggle that people don't know. And all of us are doing our best. But not all of us, thankfully, go through what Anthony has put himself and his people close to him to. So to get to that moment, man, that's just, I love those stories.
Awesome.
Love those stories. And it was a weekend in golf that didn't just have that. You had a Morikawa victory in Pebble that was an elevated event that featured all kinds of, kind of like Daytona. You're just waiting for the big one because there's about 10 wide coming down the stretch. And Scottie Scheffler's just reached the point where the only way you can win a tournament is if he has one bad round. And even when he does, he's probably going to go shoot 63 on Sunday, and you have to hold on for dear life. That's what happened at Pebble. Mm-hmm. He's just absurd. Oh, Scheffler, he's like 8 back. Oh, he's got
3
no chance.
Eagles?
3 Eagles. I'm sitting at the beach. Some guy looks at me. He's like, you see what Scotty's doing? I'm like, what? He's like 7 and 8 back. He's like, not anymore. I'm like, you got to be kidding. He did the same thing at Waste Management in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Started off 74 or whatever. Everyone's trying to figure out what happened.
Oh, what's going on?
Yeah. Something wrong with Scotty? Well, he's a human, and he doesn't shoot 68 every day. And so when he doesn't, you ask what's wrong. Nothing's wrong. They do play 72 holes. Let's check back on Sunday. Oh, he finished top 3 again. That's essentially what he does. But Morikawa went through a lot last year with caddy changes and seemed like he was not in the greatest headspace all throughout the season. Big
weight room.
Hashtag Hansborough.
Cal guys got into him and Max. They got some definition.
Now, he said, I just got fat. Now, you didn't get fat.
Mm-mm.
You didn't get fat. You got swole. And Morikawa gets up and down on 18.
After he had to wait a while.
Yeah, it took a while.
That was brutal.
Oh, he knew what he needed.
What's your favorite hole on that course?
All of them. No, I mean 18.
Not on Sunday, the way that weather was.
I've said
guys
this
were still striping.
I've said this about Pebble forever, that on a day like Sunday, it's great, but on a day when the sun's out, I sat one year on that seawall for like 4 hours and just watched the world go by. I had a morning hit on SportsCenter. I had nothing to do until the tournament was done. I legitimately sat on the seawall for 6 hours.
My buddy got married there one of the mornings. I just went out there. I watched a guy on a paddleboard with a dog row or whatever, paddle, into oblivion. Like he just got in. I'm like, look at this guy. He's going to do it. Most beautiful day, the way the beaches are, the way people from there know how to sneak on the course is still awesome to me.
I mean, seven is seven's the hole, and that's the little short par 3 where
I think on Wednesday, Scotty hit driver. The wind was so bad.
That seems like a wives' tale, but it's that.
Oh, there's video.
Well, that's the kind of hole that it is.
Yeah.
When the sea was angry that day, when the wind is blowing like that, it's a 100-yard hole. It's half a wedge, or it's a wood, and you think there's no possible way that it could be that. But if you're telling me Scotty hit driver, that's the hole. Or on a perfect day, you just look at that and think, man, if you could just take a 56 degree or a 60 or whatever it is, depending on the length, and a bucket and go down there and just hit them all. That will be the spot.
More than Midway par 3?
No.
Okay.
No. The Midway par 3 in Lewis, Delaware. Obviously, I mean, you start at 1. It's like, is it a 52 today? I don't know. Then 2, that's 70-yarder.
I forgot my tees. You don't need them.
That green's tricky on 2 there.
How many hole-in-ones do you have there?
2. 2 there.
Last year?
No. I thought I made one on 2 last year. Thank God it didn't go in. That would have been an expensive tab. You've reached the point where you don't want to make a hole-in-one because Kubek's just waiting to just buy the bar. Big West had one last year.
Yeah. 4 Long Island iced teas.
Yeah. Top shelf.
He doesn't drink one sip.
He'll just smile and pour them out. Y'all have a friend like that? We do. Here's the kicker. So yeah, quite the weekend in golf. Get to talk a little Pebble talk, a little Anthony Kim talk.
Where are we at now? Genesis?
The Riv.
Oof.
That's a track, my man. It's your favorite pro's favorite course. That's all you need to know about that. My favorite course, obviously, Midway Par 3. They just haven't played there. It's our little secret, except it's not. As we saw last July 4th when we couldn't even get on, but that's neither here nor there. I'm out of ammo, and no one's listening.
No,
not a single human. They just looked at the runtime and they're like, 2 hours? Jesus,
hell no.
I'm not that bored. What else? Nothing?
I don't think so.
God, I hope not.
One quick.
Okay. One last one to grow.
You mentioned 25 years. Unfortunately, one of the first things or the first thing you had to do was go to Daytona.
Correct. After I started in Australia and then Kapalua, and then we came back and Dale Earnhardt died tragically. And yes, I went to Daytona. That was 2 weeks into working at ESPN. Basically, I covered that story.
Quarter of a century ago.
It's one of those things that I didn't have the perspective of it in the moment. The world was just so different in how we processed things, found things out, all the rest. I just remember driving from Orlando to Daytona and knowing I felt intimidating as hell.
Yeah.
Because I was a golf guy. And I came to ESPN to do golf, and I had just done golf. And then when the phone rang and you realize, oh, I'm a reporter of sorts for ESPN, and Dale Earnhardt is gone, and I have to go cover this. You knew that it was enormous. And I'm grateful that we didn't have phones and the social media that would have magnified it to a point that it would have been debilitating.
Yeah.
Because it was intimidating as it was to understand what you were going to try to, because I was totally out of my depth. This is not something I know, but clearly I know I know this man. I know what he represents. He's a giant, man. Yeah. And yeah, I remember it was like.
Did you get there Sunday night?
I drove up that afternoon, yeah. And Mike Massaro was incredible as like to guide me through it and to kind of almost hold my hand to help me to give. I mean, I knew the context, and the context was the giant of the sport at this place died on this day. But I'll never forget, and will always be grateful for his help that day. But I mean, I remember SportsCenter. It was so different. You just didn't go live, and it was a taped segment. And SportsCenter started, and they threw to me, and I'm standing there at Daytona, and we're sharing this news. You know, we've lost Dale Earnhardt was the line, and yeah, that's my one experience going to cover. That's not a sport that I covered. It's not a sport that I attended and went to. But the one time that I was there was for that.
I don't know if scared's the word, but the idea that there was nothing that could get, well, you had to go do this, you know?
Yeah.
Like you find out a lot about yourself there.
Well, I've told you this story, and I'll never forget. I got the phone call, and it was the gentleman's name was Alan Witt, who was in the newsroom. And I answered the phone. He said, "Scott's Alan Witt in the ESPN newsroom." I said, "Hi, Alan. How are you?" He said, "Well, we believe that Dale Earnhardt has died." And I remember saying, "I said, I know this is tragic." And I'm thinking, in my mind, why is he calling to tell me this? And then there's that split second where it registers. I live in Orlando and I work for ESPN, and
you're going.
And buddy, you go from 2 weeks of doing golf with Andy North in Australia and Kapalua, and all you've ever covered is golf, which is pretty breezy.
Yeah.
To real life. Holy shit. Yeah, it was really, really, as you say, it was a reckoning of all right, I don't even know if I can do this. Just And by do this, I mean you just want to do it correctly, and you want to make sure that you are buttoned up on this man that matters this much to this sport, a sport I don't know. But this wasn't me talking about strategy or anything.
No.
It was about humanity. But I mean, I'm a very young guy, and I'm very green. I'm brand new at ESPN. You know, it was. I mean, since I've been there. I mean, if the short list of gigantic things that I had to do, that was immediate. That was, my God, it's 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's astounding. Astounding. We've reached part 2 of Red eating the bottle.
Hey, birthday? Oh.
Little guy.
Oh, yeah.
Not little anymore.
Double dig, man.
Yeah, man. That was actually, it was actually cool. Now I'll get emotional. I'm not going to say it. This belongs to me and my son. I'm not going to share this. But yeah, my son had a birthday, and so we're going to celebrate him tonight.
Nice.
And
what's on the menu?
What
is he like you?
What does that mean?
Chipotle.
I've told you the Ben Folds line, right? You're so much like me. I'm sorry. Well, he's like me. I mean, he's a creature of habit, and we took him to a little spot in town. I mean, they don't need a plug. I mean, it's only the most sort of restaurant in town, a place called Cafe Milano, and they're kind enough to make room for the family. So we're gonna stop in there, and my man's gonna eat a bucket of cacio e pepe and call it a day. So yeah, he's like me. He has something he likes. He's going to order it.
Nice.
He will eat all of it, and then at some point, Pop will have to tap out and go in and do some work. But we'll do it. We'll bunch of Steve's teams that can win a title in action tonight. The 3 of you that have passed out while listening to this, thank you. Folks from Podville have been looking at their watches for the last hour going, it normally doesn't
go. We missed lunch.
Yeah. I told them I'd be home at noon. They're still talking. Thank you all for being out there. Back at our normal appointed hour on Monday of next week. Be well until next time. Thank you.